Good morning, everyone. Yes, this is Paula in all her wonderful, beautiful glory. As you can see, I have absolutely no makeup on. I woke up this morning thinking to myself, there's a lot of people out there with YouTube videos, and of course, I have an Instagram account and other different accounts where they talk about themselves, talk about what they go through, talk about, where they're going, yada, yada, yada. As a matter of fact, Facebook used to be like a total junkie for me previously. However, I'm thinking I'm going to take a different turn on this. Just recently, I suffered withdrawal symptoms. Go figure. Withdrawal symptoms from something that I would never expect to actually withdraw from. Not dope or drugs or anything, but, and by the way, folks that do decide to watch this, I am unpolitically correct, so lots of times I will say exactly what's in my mind and it will come out unfiltered, so beware. If that's something that you don't want to take a chance on listening to, go ahead and look at something else or watch something else or whatever you decide to do. Anywho, I recently, and actually still am going through some withdrawal symptoms from taking medication to help ease my menopause symptoms. Yes, lo and behold, I'm going through menopause. Hopefully Chris doesn't kill me with sharing this, but, I woke up this morning thinking to myself, after looking at some other videos and other women that I talked to here and there, I decided, I'm going to start kind of videotaping things that I do, things that I go through, that you may go through yourself, that you can either empathize with or sympathize with, however you want to call it, but just talk about certain things that I go through, certain ups and downs that I go through. Again, I used to do this a lot on Facebook. I used to post everything about my life, everything that happened in my life, and then it got to a point where I couldn't do that anymore because of work. Yes, I do work. But it got to a point where I couldn't utilize, let's get back in focus there, it's because I'm always moving. Yes, I'm recording myself. Sooner or later, when I can get all high tech and figure this stuff out a little bit more, maybe I can make it a little bit more prettier, but right now you get what you get. So, yeah, I decided to start basically talking about, like I said earlier, things that I'm going through, things that, I may come up on that maybe by others watching this video, they can give me their input on how to deal with it or how to not get into the situation where you're going through withdrawal symptoms like I did. So, long story short, so we can get to where we are now, is I've been suffering from menopause symptoms for quite some time now. And some days are better than others. I unfortunately took a turn. Instead of trying to take care of the issue and try to cope with menopause naturally, I decided to utilize medication. Bad choice. So, I went to the doctor, was placed on medication that would help with my menopause symptoms, and actually it worked. It did calm my symptoms down from menopause quite drastically. I did not have as many hot flashes. Which is the main thing, is hot flashes. Irritability, a feeling of just hopelessness, not wanting to do anything or not wanting people to be around me. Because let me tell you, when you're going through a hot flash, that is like one of the worst things that you could ever go through. And especially if you're going through it very often. So, oh, and one other thing, ladies, guys, if your woman is going through menopause, expect a decrease in honey time. Because that is real and it is no joke. And after doing some research, menopause, pre-menopause, post-menopause, perimenopause, there's a name for every goddamn thing now, it seems like. Instead of just you going through menopause. You're going to go through menopause at an early age, or it could start at an early age, and then you're going to continue on for a while. So, I started a while ago. Never really dawned on me that it was menopause until obviously when it got to a point where it was just constant, and it was just every day I was irritable, hot flashes like every freaking 5 minutes. And what I'm talking about when I say hot flash, and I've heard it been called hot flush, etc., is you're literally like, you could be in 20-degree weather and bead sweats are pouring down your face. So it got to a point where it was really, really bad. And I sought medication to help calm those symptoms. That might be a good choice for some, but for others, not so much. And let me tell you, it got to a point, from what I found out, I'm not going to mention the drug of choice that was prescribed to me, however. What I will say is that the hubby, he decided to do some research on his own and found that the drug that I was prescribed was very addictive. And so, obviously, you know, as with any type of drug, and I mentioned dope earlier, but scratch that out. Because you could go through withdrawal symptoms with any type of drug. It doesn't, whether it's legal or illegal, you're going to go through withdrawal symptoms from it. And the start of it was pretty bad. I couldn't eat for about 3 days. Not that that was a bad thing, because obviously, as you can tell, I've put on some weight since the last time I posted quite a bit on Facebook, and was constantly going to the gym and all that good stuff. Obviously, once you take part in these prescribed drugs to help with your menopause, unfortunately, some of the side effects could be a myriad of different things. And of course, one for me was weight gain. No matter what I do, or, you know, try to do, the weight is just gonna be there. So, started off this past weekend with horrible withdrawal symptoms, not by choice. Actually, everything happens for a reason. By the grace of God, let me tell you. I was supposed to go pick up this prescribed medication on Friday, and for whatever reason, the refill pharmacy was not open. There was never a notification sent out or anything like that. Hindsight, doesn't matter. Couldn't pick up the medication, and I was actually on my way out to the RV. As you can see, I'm in the RV recuperating. And Friday night was the day, you know, right after work. I was going to stop by the refill pharmacy, pick up my prescriptions, and then head on out to the RV. Lo and behold, like I said, the refill pharmacy was closed, could not pick up the prescriptions, headed out to the RV. Friday night was great. It was fantastic, obviously, because I had taken the medication earlier. Saturday came rolling around, and that was a totally different story. If you are not religious about taking your prescribed medications, if you decide to take medication for assisting with your menopause, if you are not religious in taking it, you are going to instantly feel the repercussions of that. And so with me not having any of the medication, I just basically couldn't take it. Hence the start of my withdrawal symptoms. Saturday. So Saturday, Chris, you know, being the wonderful husband that he is, he was gonna, you know, we were gonna go out to eat for lunch. We had breakfast here at the RV, and then we were gonna go out to eat. And unfortunately, like within seconds of what I thought was normal eating for me, we went to a Mexican restaurant, and that sound is my cats. They tend to like run back and forth chasing each other throughout the RV. So just, you know, if you hear stomping and footsteps running around like crazy lunatics, that's my cats. All right. So, at the restaurant, it's a Mexican restaurant, and we're eating chips and salsa, and I noticed it kind of distinctly, you know, is that a word? Distinctively, one of those will work. I started to notice as I was eating the chips and salsa that my stomach wasn't feeling so good. And so I, you know, sat there, you know, was kind of pushing it aside, you know, oh, I'm going to be okay. And I ordered some pink lemonade because I was like, okay, pink lemonade. I normally drink Diet Coke, but at this moment, I didn't feel like Diet Coke. So I ordered some pink lemonade and started drinking that. And then we ordered our lunch. And that came to the table, and within not even, I took one bite of the dish that I had ordered, and not even a minute or two later, I told Chris I had to leave the restaurant. And I told him, you know, go ahead and box it up. I hate wasting food. It's always been a thing of mine where, I mean, I don't know when it started, but I know now I hate wasting food. So I told him, you know, if you can get it boxed up, I need your truck keys. I'm going to go sit in the truck. And I need to get out of here. I felt like I was nauseous and felt like I was just going to just totally lose everything that I had put into my body up to that point. Luckily enough, I didn't, because I hate puking. I know a lot of people hate doing that, but me, I really, really hate puking. I'm compared to a lot of other things that I've had to go through, puking is by far just one of the things that I cannot stand the most. And anybody watching this video, let's not bring up the old days and things that might have occurred back in the day. Anywho, so long story short, I'm getting a little drawn out here. We eventually made it back to the RV, and I was literally curled up in a ball from Saturday until yesterday. Yesterday being Wednesday. Today is Thursday. And the first time that I was able to start eating was Tuesday. Tuesday was a day where I was actually, and when I say start eating, I was able to eat some saltine crackers on Monday, and that was about it. And I took a couple of swallows of water, and that was about it, but couldn't eat anything else. Tuesday, I was able to add more items to my diet that were, that I felt would be soft on my stomach. And of course, you know, after doing some research, find out what can take away or help menopause symptoms naturally. That helped me figure out, okay, what kind of things I needed Chris to go to the store and pick up for me to help with my withdrawal symptoms. Obviously, I had the chills. I couldn't eat. I felt nausea. There's a few times that I probably could have, you know, barfed my brains out. However, I kept myself from doing that. I mean, the mind is a powerful thing. And this past weekend really demonstrated that when I kept myself from just barfing all over the place. So, this is this is one of the reasons why I wanted to start kind of videotaping these moments. That way I can kind of give you and others different ideas and different methods of taking care of issues you may run into that that can keep you from going down the prescription drug lane. And I know if my dad, as soon as he sees this video, he's probably gonna post, baby girl, I always told you never put drugs in your body, because my dad does not take drugs. He literally does not take drugs. And the man is like freaking, you know, he can be a little crazy sometimes, but he's very I would consider him probably one of the most healthiest people in the world, because everything is just natural for him. There is no, he doesn't seek out drugs. He won't take drugs unless it's something that he really has to take for whatever, is going on. But he won't take drugs. He will do one of his natural remedies, like people like to call them. He will do something in the manner of taking care of his body and himself without having to go down the prescription drug lane. So, just some ideas, and you're gonna have to pardon me. Just some ideas, nothing that you have to utilize yourself, but it's something there that you can, you can possibly try to help minimize the symptoms. So I'm going to stop video just for a few minutes to kind of get myself prepared and ready, and then we'll pick back up.